Hey guys, welcome back to Game of Constellations, and today is going to be a very special video because we'll be discussing 2022 predictions for all 12 ascendants. And just before we move into the predictions for ascendants, let's just understand the significance of 2022 and which planet kind of like controls and influences this year. So firstly, as you know, 2022 Jan 1st was a Saturday, and Saturday is ruled by Saturn. So this is one of the very strong symptoms where you see Saturn controlling this year. And another significance of 2022 is that Saturn will be transiting Dhanishta Nakshatra in the sky. And Dhanishta Nakshatra is a nakshatra that falls in Capricorn as well as Aquarius. And then Saturn is going to be transiting this nakshatra, so obviously sometime around April, Saturn is also going to move from Capricorn to Aquarius in the sky, and then again is going to come back into Capricorn sometime later in July and permanently move into Aquarius early next year. So Dhanishta Nakshatra and Saturn, these are the two things that's going to be really impacting 2022. And firstly, let's understand what is Saturn and what is Dhanishta Nakshatra. So Saturn is practicality, dedication, commitment. It's basically karma. This is the most, people say this is the most malefic planet in Vedic astrology. I would not say malefic, but I would say this is the most karmic planet in Vedic astrology because this planet works in a way that if it starts to give you something, then it gives you a lot and it never ends. But if it starts to take away something from you, that again, it can take away everything from you and you're never going to get back anything. So this is that extreme nature of Saturn because it's a cold planet. It's a planet that deals with a lot more harsher things. And that is why this planet is called the planet of truth, because sometimes truth can be so harsh and most of us don't like to hear it or accept it, but then that's how Saturn is. So now this planet, Saturn, when it starts transiting Dhanishta Nakshatra, and look, Dhanishta Nakshatra is again, this is a constellation which has a lot of dharmic energy in it, a lot of aggressive energy in it, because Dhanishta is basically ruled by Mars. And Mars is a very aggressive planet. So when Saturn transits Dhanishta Nakshatra, you can start to understand this in a way that the world is going to see all the billionaires and all the rich people getting more richer and richer. Because this nakshatra deals with wealth, and Saturn is a planet that can give massive wealth. At the same time, as I said, it can also take away wealth. But then in this particular nakshatra, in this zodiac sign, Saturn is going to give amazing wealth. Especially, this is to all the people in the world that who are already rich, who are already billionaires. And please don't misunderstand me, because if you have, let's say you're a person who has Saturn and Dhanishta Nakshatra in your chart and you're watching this video, it doesn't mean you'll be a billionaire, because look, that has to be seen with all other aspects like what's happening in your chart, where are the other planets, and what yogas are forming, and also your Vimshottari Mahadasha, Charadasha, Yogini Dasha. So there are many other things to see it. But just on the basic, on the baseline here, you see that Saturn and Dhanishta Nakshatra can give utmost wealth to people. And so we'll start seeing all the billionaires, making more money. Probably they're getting more smarter in avoiding paying their taxes. And you'll start also seeing new faces in the market. Probably by end of 2022, you can start seeing a new face saying, well, this is a person who overtook X, Y, Z, and now he's the billionaire in the society. So something like this is possible. And I think the second most important thing to understand here is Saturn is also politics. It's a very political planet because look, Saturn has all these qualities of manipulation and being extremely smart, where it kind of like drives the situation wherever it sits. So having said that, the political strength throughout the world is going to be really, really strong. So every single country will start seeing that, you know, the government is now being extremely smarter. They start using their political gimmicks, and a lot of this year is going to be the government's way of things rather than the public's way of things. And you'll start seeing the way Saturn starts putting out its strength there, and we trying to really, you know, understand and sit into this. So, well, this is a small brief summary of how Saturn transiting Dhanishta Nakshatra in 2022 is going to look like. So let's move into what you guys are here to watch, which is the 2022 predictions for all 12 ascendants. So let's move into all 12 ascendants. So for Aries ascendant, 2022, well, this is going to be a very heavy plus a karmic year. So yes, it's going to be a year that Saturn is going to impose a lot more restrictions on you. Now, the main theme for this year and your focus for this year should be, you got to be extremely committed, determined. You have to work very, very hard in whichever field you are, whether it's your job, whether it's your relationship, whether it's just in general you're doing anything. You need to be more focused, dedicated, and you need to be committed to whatever you're doing. And you might also experience some amount of loneliness and some kind of rejection from your friends, from your partner, from your family. And in general, you just feel that you need more time in isolation to work with yourself this year. And having said that, the second half of the year can just be a big turnaround for you, because you might just start to slowly understand your mistakes and learn from them. And there is a good opportunity for marriage and a relationship to spring in your life, especially after June, July of 2022. But you have to be very, very careful, because you can end up taking wrong decisions. And this year is a year where, as much as you want to do something, go and seek for that advice. Go and ask for that advice. The more and more you take advice, it's the better for you. It just gets better for you, because you will end up taking wrong decisions. So Aries ascendant, watch out, because this is a heavy and a karmic year. But let me tell you, you're going to learn a lot of things this year. And this will start building you. It's going to get you to be a successful person as you start moving into 2023. And you'll start seeing this. You'll see how all this will start reaping into a good fruit for you, and you're going to enjoy this when it comes to 2023. So Taurus ascendant, well, you guys have bagged the jackpot for this year, because this is the ascendant that's going to really benefit a lot from this year. So firstly, this is going to be a very fruitful year to you, Taurus ascendant, and you need to make the most of this year, because this year is going to be busy, extremely busy year for you guys. And the main theme for this year is going to be your father, your belief system, something to do with law and order, and something more dharmic energy this year is going to be around you a lot. But you will also face situations where you're finding it very difficult to make something count this year, because let's say you're in a situation that you want a new job, or you want to start a new business, or you just want to do something new. You're definitely going to face rejection, but then that's going to be good for you, because maybe that is something that was not meant for you. And then when you keep trying over and over and over again, you're going to get something really big, good, and something that's meant for you. So make sure, Taurus ascendant, you don't give up this year. You just keep trying. You just keep moving towards the situation that you know you're going to get something at some point, but just don't give up. And regarding marriage and relationship this year, well, this is again a good year for Taurus ascendant to materialize their relationship into marriage. And you can also probably find a new partner if you're single. And if you're going through any relationship issues since last year, then I think this is a good year to sit down, speak to your partner, and fix things. Because look, this is overall a very, very fruitful year for Taurus ascendant. So go out, get that job, fix your relationship, and make the money you want. So Gemini Ascendant, well, for you guys, this is going to be a year that's a bit tricky, because you will find yourself in situations that that's getting very difficult for you to understand what's happening with you, what's happening around you, because it's going to be a difficult journey this year to understand what you really need to do. You're always going to be contemplating, do I get this job? Do I shift my job? Do I even do business? Do I study? What do I do? I'm not sure. And this is going to be your standard answers to anybody you speak this year. So the first thing, Gemini Ascendant, you need to understand is that this year is a time for you to sit down and think what you really want to do. Take some advice. Try to meditate. Try to think about the situation of what you want to be in the next 3 years or 5 years. Because look, you need long-term planning, because you will see that 2022 is going to be one of the very, very important years to you, because this will start driving the situation for the next 5 years. So make sure that you take good advice before you start anything, before you try to even think of starting a new job or a business or a relationship. Just take more advice. And you will also see that this year you will slowly progress with your belief system. You will start to believe, you will start to understand many things, where this will start to make you a better person as this year kicks in, and as you move into the second half of this year. You might also face some tricky situations where you've applied to the university that you want to go study in, but unfortunately you've been rejected. And the same thing, like if you're looking for a job, you've just been rejected by a job. It can get difficult this year for Gemini Ascendants to go out and get that university admission letter, or go out and just get that offer letter from the company that they think they've done well in the interviews and they're just going to get the job. Yeah, there's going to be a problem there. So you have to be patient, Gemini Ascendant, because you are only going to get what you deserve and what you really need at this point of time. And look, this is how Saturn is also going to affect the transit of 2022, where it's going to give you things only that you really need and not what you want. So you have to be patient this year. I would say father's health needs attention. So take care of your father, try to spend more time with your father, and obviously you have to take care of yourself, because this year is going to be an up and down year for you. So just go, keep strong, and just keep going, and you'll start seeing that by second half of 2022 you will really understand what you want to do and how you tackle things. And I'm pretty sure by the time we finish 2022, Gemini Ascendant, you're going to understand what you want to do. So don't worry about it. It's going to be a decent year for you. So Cancer Ascendant, you have a pretty decent year this year, but you're going to face issues at work. You might have some sudden hiccups at work. If you have a job, and if you're working in a job since a long time, you can have sudden hiccups. You'll feel like you need a change of job, and that's going to kind of like put your mental peace outside. And if you're a student, it's going to be the same thing. You're not going to be comfortable in whichever place you are. You want that change. So Cancer Ascendant, this year is going to be that change. That change is going to be really important for you. You want to move to a different place. And there's a very good chance for Cancer Ascendant to move to a different city from wherever they are, or even go to foreign lands, foreign places, and encash that opportunity of studying or getting a job. And this is much better for you if you move away from your house, especially Cancer Ascendant, moving away from your family, moving away from your entire relationship and the people whom you regularly meet with is going to be really good for you, because you will then start to understand where you need to spend more time and how you can get successful with your own life. There's another thing important for Cancer Ascendant this year, is that you got to really focus on that opposite energy of you. So if you're in a relationship, if you have a partner, or even if you think you want to get into a relationship, you really need to understand that you have to put in a lot more effort to make your partner feel better, to make your partner feel that you really think about them. Because it's always going to be a situation that your partner is not going to be happy with you, because they think that you're spending more time on yourself and you're not spending time on them, or you're not thinking about them. So there's a lot more hard work and commitment that needs to come from you, so that you show your partner that you're ready to invest a lot of time in them. And this is the same thing with anyone who wants to get married this year, because look, you might just be delaying your marriage if you do not put a lot of effort into your partner, because your partner is then not going to be ready to get married to you. So Cancer ascendant, you got to focus. You got to focus a lot. You got to put a lot more effort on the other person than you, because look, you will take care of yourself anyway, because this year things are pretty easy for you, pretty decent for you. Your energy levels are pretty high, so there's nothing to worry about yourself. All you have to worry is about your partner. Leo ascendant. Well, for a Leo ascendant, I think this year is pretty decent year, because you guys are anyway creative, and you know how to get things done. But look, you also have to pay attention to your health, because this year, as much as you want to do a lot of things, your health might not actually permit you to complete all those tasks that you've planned for. And this year is going to be a year where you'll have to pay attention to your enemies, your daily circle, because look, you might have a lot of people who are now not your well-wishers for this year, because you are going to get successful, and they just really start seeing your success, and now they turn into your enemies. So just be careful of the people whom you meet, the friends you have, because you might just be making new friends this year, and they're just not going to be good for you. So watch out on that, and also just pay attention to your daily routines, because this year you might just kind of like get away from your daily routines, and you start to change your maybe sleep pattern, or when you eat food, or when you do things in general, and this can actually affect you to progress in your life, because this year needs more attention on your energy levels. You really need to understand that your daily routine and that discipline is what is going to get you to be successful. And in terms of relationship and marriage, I think this year is going to be a decent year. You just have to keep going with what you have. Just make sure that you don't let your anger walk into relationships, because that's going to be a problem for you, as you already have that sun's energy being your ascendant as Leo. You just need to be careful that your anger doesn't get the worst out of you. So for a Virgo ascendant this year, well, this year is a very earthly year for you. So what I mean by that is that you have this earth element very, very strong in you, and already being a Virgo ascendant, that's an earthly sign. This year is going to be a year where you're going to be a materialistic person. You're going to keep thinking about how to make that money. How can I accumulate wealth? How can I make more assets? And for you, emotions and sentiments are going to be a bit low this year, because that's not what you want this year. You're more keen to make money. You're more keen to think practically and get into a phase of your life where you can start to support yourself as well as support your family and your partner. And because of this, remember, unfortunately, this year, you're going to have to face a very heavy relationship issue with your partner. And if you're not in a relationship, let's say you are single, then be careful, because you can end up liking somebody, but then that relationship gets really, really heavy. So if you're single, well, Virgo ascendant, try and stay away from your opposite gender, because you will definitely have the tendency to fall in love with someone, and then this can become a very, very heavy part for you this year. And if you're already married and if you already have a partner, then you got to really focus this year, because it's going to be a very heavy year for you, Virgo ascendant, in terms of relationship and marriage. Also, this year is going to be very difficult for you to focus on spirituality, God, religion, because your mind is just completely now in a state where you have a lot of problems in front of you and you really want to solve them and just go and make that money, just go make that wealth, because you really don't want to think about spirituality and religion this year. And that's how your mind is kind of like driven this year. Because look, Saturn is transiting in certain nakshatras this year, and for you, Virgo ascendant, this can just kind of get to be a situation where you find it difficult to walk in the path of Dharma this year. And especially if you have children, Virgo ascendant, you got to pay a lot more attention to children, because your children can take wrong decisions, they can walk in the wrong path. So you really have to go focus on your child or on your children, and make sure that your parenting skills are up to the mark this year. Libra ascendant, well, this is another decent year for you, Libra ascendant. So you're lucky because I know last year was a bit heavy for Libra ascendants in terms of their job and in terms of just general daily life. But this year you're really lucky. You're going to have a much better year this year. Your mind is going to be much more relaxed, but you also have to pay attention to your mother, family, because look, family is going to be the key element for you this year, Libras. And then the more and more you kind of take care of your family, you sync with your family, and you start to take advice from all your family members, is going to make your situation much better. And this year is a year where relationship and marriage can be on the cards. It's a very good year to get into a relationship, very good year to get married. So just go ahead and take that decision, because your decision is going to be right this year, and you can trust yourself on this. A very good year for getting a job, especially away from your hometown. Like, it can be a different city, can be even foreign lands. It's going to be a fruitful year in terms of work, and then if you're in a situation that you are studying, then yes, you can land that internship, or maybe even do very well in your projects and thesis. So it's a good year for education and studying. Just one thing, Libra ascendant, is focus on anger and this connection that you might experience this year, because you can suddenly have an outburst of anger, or suddenly get into a situation where you feel like disconnecting from all the people around you. And this is something that you really have to take care, because this can just disrupt your energy levels and then not let you achieve what you wanted to achieve this year. So the key for you is family members. So whenever you feel something is down, whenever you're upset, just go speak to your family members. Just go speak to that one person that you know you can connect very well, and you'll start fixing everything around you. Overall, decent year for you, Libra ascendant. So, Scorpio ascendant, well, what is this year going to bring for you? For you, this year is all about, the theme all about this year for you is ambition, moving forward with something new. You really want to go achieve something out there in this world, and most of you might be even thinking to start your own business, because this is a very strong theme for this year. And anything new is going to actually sit into your head. You just want to do something new this year. So for all the people who are out there who want to start a new life, this can be starting a new job, starting a new business, maybe even getting into a new relationship, getting married, planning for a family. Maybe you're planning for a child this year. So these are all the new things that walk into your life, Scorpio ascendant. And this year is also going to make you a fitness freak. You're going to focus a lot more on your health. You're going to go out, run, gym, eat that proper food, because look, this year Saturn is going to control the food you eat. It's going to not let you eat all the junk food that you love. So good for you. And at the same time, focus on your energy levels, because it's going to be a very fruitful year if you put your head into all the opportunities that's going to come in front of you. And equally, if you're going to be very lazy this year, then look, Saturn's going to take away all those opportunity from you, Scorpio ascendant, because laziness is another aspect that Saturn will try and impose on you, but you need to fight with it. You need to come out of this laziness and then put all your efforts into whatever you want to do. And as I said, Scorpio Ascendant, you have an opportunity here in front of you to materialize many things here. So if you're already in a job, you can get a promotion. If you already have a business, you can expand it. If you already have, let's say you're in a relationship, maybe you get married. So this is a year where you're going to level up. You're going to just jump one level higher than where you are. But it's all going to be, if it's all going to happen only if you're going to be committed and dedicated, and not if you're going to be lazy. So watch out, Scorpios, and overall a very, very fruitful year for you. Sagittarius Ascendant. I think you also have got really lucky back-to-back decent years. So this year is also going to be pretty decent for you. This year, I would say, focus more on your siblings. If you do have younger siblings, you have to focus on them because they're going to demand a lot of your energy this year. And if you also have a partner, well, you can get married this year. If you really don't, if you're really not in a relationship and you're single, then this year can be a year where you could find your soulmate, find that person you've been waiting to actually see them walk into your life. Also, this year is a year where you attain new skills, you start learning new things. It's more like a leisure year for you this year, rather than being a year where you seriously want to go focus on making that money or getting that new job. It's a year where you just want to keep things low and actually kind of enjoy, relax, and just go learn new things. And for those who also want to start a new business, look, Sagittarius Ascendant, this is a good time. This is a really good time to go start a business. But then timing is the key for you. Because look, Saturn in the sky is transiting in Dhanishta Nakshatra. And if you've missed my first part of the video, please go listen to it. But then the key is that it's all about the timing. So you need to really spot the right time and the right opportunity to start something new. And only then that's going to materialize. So be very careful when you want to start something. And this year is also going to be a year where you want to protect your family. You want to protect your family members. You want that a little bit of savings with you, so that if anything goes wrong within your family or family members, you are ready to take care of them. So this year is going to push you to be a bit more anxious about what's happening in your family and family members. But yes, I think overall this is a pretty decent year for you, Sagittarius. You've got lucky to have back-to-back good transits. Capricorn Ascendant. Well, look, this year is a very mixed year for you, because as much as it can get bad, it can also get good. And it all depends on where you have your natal Saturn, which dasha you're running. Because look, if you're running the right time, this is going to be a great year. So again, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, Saturn is a planet where if it starts to give you something, it can give you big. And if it wants to take away something, it can take away everything. So it really depends on your planets and planetary positions that you have in your birth chart. But then look, this year is a very good year, Capricorn Ascendant, and this is a very karmic year. You're going to do a lot more things. You're going to unlock your new destinies. You're going to move into the next phase of your life where you were not expecting to deal with such situations a few months ago, but then now here you are. You have to deal with all this. And those of you who are in creative fields, this is a great time to expand. This is a great time to go out and do something creative, because it's going to click for you. It's going to be really good for you. And this is one of the years where if you're a person who's interested in politics or in creating a new group, in starting to do something for the society like service and meeting new people, gathering them, then this is a great year, because Saturn is going to support you to serve others. Saturn wants you to be in a state or in a field where you're out there actually serving the poor, serving the needy. And this is not the year for you to think about yourself. Remember this. The more and more you are going to be selfish, Saturn's not going to help you to get anywhere. So think about others, think about what you can do to the society, think how you can help. You don't have to do something big, but something small and a push from your side is going to take you to a greater level by the time we hit the second half of 2022. Also, this year will help you to build your personality and the way you think, and in terms of wealth, and in terms of how you can grow more with this earthly element of Capricorn. Because look, Capricorn ascendant, again, Capricorn is a very earthy sign, right? So you will naturally have this instinct of having some money with you, having some wealth with you. So this is a good year for you to maybe change your residence, maybe you buy a new house, buy a new vehicle. It's a possibility that you might even end up clearing some of your debt with the bank, and you feel much relieved now because you don't have that commitment this year. So yeah, overall a very decent plus a karmic year for you, Capricorn ascendant. Aquarius ascendant, well, this year is going to be a pretty quiet year for you, because this year will demand a lot of your energy to sit and figure out the hidden things in your head. So you will want to, like, retrospectively keep thinking, what do you want to do? What is that I need to actually do? And I'm confused. And you're going to spend a lot of time this year in trying to understand yourself. So look, this year is a great year for you to spend in isolation. This is a year for you to go out and just look at the world and be like, well, I want to stay away from this for some time. And yes, it's going to help you a lot. Remember, this year is also a year where you can get married if you have the right timing, right dashas, and that's going to unlock a very big karma within your chart. And you can just be a person who's in a relationship, or maybe who's getting married, doesn't matter. But even a relationship, even just a small connection with another person is going to unlock a lot of your karmas this year. So watch out for that, because this is going to be a transformational year. Like, you're going to transform this year. You will start finding many things inside yourself that you will have to start unleashing it next year. You will go out into 2023 with a lot more positive energy, because you found out that this year, right, these are all the things that I needed to know. These are all the things I needed to do. And Aquarius ascendant, be very careful with investments this year, because it's not a great time for you to invest, not a great time for you to change your job. So if you have a job, stay with your job. If you are in a university and you're not liking it so much, stay, finish your university, finish your course, and only then think of making a switch, because any decision of yours, any sudden decision, anything out of haste is not going to work for you, Aquarius ascendant. So as I told you, think, spend some time with yourself, keep things slow, it's fine, because be like Saturn, be more practical, be more pragmatic this year. Go progressively in whatever you want to do, and then it's going to be a very decent year for you. Pisces ascendant, well, last but not the least, but you have a very decent year. In fact, I would say you're on the second of the jackpot. I think the jackpot this year is Taurus ascendant, who's going to have one of the best years. And then the second is going to be Pisces ascendant, yes. Because look, for you, this year is going to be a year where you're going to focus more on networking with people. You will want to understand what is good for you, and you will be able to understand this year. Saturn will let you understand what you need to do. All you got to do, Pisces ascendant, all you got to be careful with this year is you need to walk on the path of Dharma, because this year will tempt you to do certain things that are non-dharmic. Probably you will, like, let's say if you're a student and then you're writing an exam, well, there'll be a tendency that you want to cheat. So don't do it, because you have a good opportunity this year where you put all this effort, you study, and you go write this exam, and you're going to pass anyway. And the same thing with your job, same thing with your business. You got to be very dharmic. You got to do things correctly so that you will benefit from all the things that is in store for you for this year. And look, Pisces ascendant, this year is a great year for you to progressively grow. You are moving phase by phase into what you want to become, what you want to do. And in terms of income, in terms of job, I think you're going to have a pretty decent year, pretty stable year. So don't rush into anything. Just just go with the flow, go with the gut feeling you get. And in terms of relationship and marriage, yeah, this is going to be a good year for Pisces Ascendant. In fact, marriage is actually on the cards sometime middle of this year. So if you want to get married, go out, get married, because it's a good time for you to get married. And finally, I would say Pisces Ascendant, I think you just need to focus more on networking, but be careful of the words you use, because that's going to kind of drive what's going to happen to you this year. So as much as you're all fine for this year, you need to be really careful with the words that you use. Well, anyway guys, this was my prediction and take on 2022 for all 12 ascendants. If you really like this video, make sure you like, share, comment, and most importantly, subscribe to my channel. And until next time, goodbye.